I hate soup. All my life it's been thin gruel and empty promises. Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. We return once again to Frostpunk, our new home. Day 5. Yesterday was pretty quiet, quite honestly, but I anticipate we'll be much busier today. So when we last left our city, things were looking pretty good. We've got 5 people in a medical post being treated, and that takes all of our beds, but it's not too terribly bad. 2 of them are going to be out in the morning, leaving us a couple of free beds, so if we get a couple more sick people tonight, which there's one right there, no biggie, we'll have room for them. And of course we have that second medical post, which currently is closed. We don't have any engineers in there, but it is there as an option if we need it. Now, we just got the notification that we can have a new law, and as I told you in the last episode, soup. Oh my gosh, soup. This is what we're gonna do. We want soup. We want more food from our raw food. We want more rations because we are about to have an influx of hungry mouths to feed. Soup. We can cook soup instead of full meals to feed more people with the same amount of raw food. Absolutely, that gives us soup as a new recipe in the cookhouse. Hope will fall slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. They don't like anything I do. I don't know why I even worry about it. Oh yeah, I don't. And of course, eating soup will cause discontent. And again, I don't care. I don't care. Now, if you're new to Frostpunk, I have never used food additives. I think it actually makes more rations from raw food than even soup does, but here's the thing with food additives. Some people eating sawdust meals will fall ill. This is why I have never used food additives. It's because I have a hard enough time keeping people healthy without feeding them sawdust. Now, if you want to use it, or if you have used it and you find it to be fantastic and amazing, feel free to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on it. But personally, I'm not out to get my people. I'm just out to get as much as I can from my people. So anyways, soup. Soup is the direction we're going. Sign soup now. That means we are good to start producing food again. Now, when you sign the law, it automatically switches over to soup in the cookhouse. You can switch back by clicking on the other icon, but we want soup. We need some people in there to actually cook the stuff, and you can see it's too cold to operate right now, so we definitely need the heater in there. That will bring it up to chilly during the workday so that it will operate. Now, we don't have any unemployed people, and I don't want to take anybody off coal because right now we are just barely bringing in more coal than what we're using. We're not safe there. We don't have a huge stockpile of coal. I want to keep the coal coming in. Now, we are picking up steel, which will be done tomorrow, and wood from this gathering post, but we also have a source of wood in this sawmill, so I'm not concerned if our productivity in this gathering post reduces just a little bit. So I'm actually going to take 5 workers off of this gathering post, and I'm gonna move them over to the cookhouse so that they'll start making rations tomorrow. Now, we've only got 8 raw food. I see no reason to have them come in early at 6 a.m. to cook up those 8 raw food. They'll be able to get through all of the food that we currently have, plus what the hunters are bringing in the morning during a regular work day. So I have a heart. Sleep in. Just show up at 8 and don't be late, okay? Okay. All right. So food will be taken care of. We've got a couple hours until our scouts reach the next place they're headed to. Here we are, reduced to poverty. Such is the price of survival.
I hate soup. All my life it's been thin gruel and empty promises.
We are living in a frozen wasteland. Look around. I would think you'd be happy to have hot soup, okay? Let's just be grateful for what we have. All right. We're about to get started in the workday. This is gonna be a busy, busy day with all these refugees coming in. I do know we want more hunters. So before they get here, and while we've got a few people, like those 5 people on the cookhouse, free to do some building, I'm gonna wait until it hits 6. Okay, now that it's after 6, everybody who works an extended shift is now on their way to work, so they won't be assigned any building tasks. So I'm actually going to take those 5 remaining people who I just told they could sleep in and tell them to get their butts out of bed and go build some stuff. And when the refugees come, they can take over the building processes. Now I'm just putting a little road segment here in the middle to help me manage the spacing of my buildings. I'm gonna put a little road segment over here and a little road segment over here because the game kind of senses obstacles and resizes building based on the distance from one obstacle to the other, so it helps keep things centered. I will end up deleting those roads. So I need to build a hunter's hut. That's gonna cost me 20 wood. Now you see the hunter's hut kind of like spreads out to fill in that space. I'm gonna put a hunter's hut here. And that will employ 15 of the workers incoming, which leaves us with 7 remaining. Do I want another hunter's hangar? Hunter's hut, sorry, hangar is later. Do I want another hunter's hut, or do I want to do some resource gathering? I could throw a gathering post over here, pick up the steel and coal. But I think for now, actually, we'll go ahead and throw in a second hunter's hut. These will not be our only refugees. We're about to get a few waves of them, and we really need to get ahead of the food situation, or we could have some serious problems. Right now, we're okay on our wood income. We will be running into a steel bottleneck soon, so it's something to keep in mind. But for now, food is our major issue. And hopefully, in a day or two, you'll look back at this and be like, food wasn't an issue at all. What the heck are you talking about, Squints? And that will just mean I did a good job of anticipating problems and heading them off. Just because I say something's gonna be a problem and then it isn't, doesn't mean it wouldn't have been a problem. Just pointing that out. Think ahead. Okay, so we've got 2 hunter's huts down. We've got 16 wood left. I'm going to turn off the overdrive. This meter right here, if it gets to full, your generator will explode and everybody will die. Spoilers. So you want to avoid that. And it takes longer for this bar to reduce than it does to fill up. So I turn it on overnight while everyone is hanging around the generator here in the early game, and then I turn it off during the day to let it kind of come down a little bit. And you can usually go 3 or 4 nights running it overnight if you turn it off during the day. Now, our scouts have reached the observatory. Something's amiss at the observatory. Snow covers the precious instruments, and the dome is open, letting out a thin column of smoke. Someone's inside. So there are survivors here. Fantastic! More cogs for the machine. I mean, more people to save. Observatory. The sun is dimming! instead of astronomers, we are met by some of our lost people. They explain that they came here for help but found everybody dead. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. What was so important for them? They wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight can't be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. So now we have this decision again. Do we escort the survivors? Nah, they'll be fine on their own. They've got 4 children with them. So, you know, they can eat the children. So yeah, we'll send them to the city, and I don't know why it's an option to leave the survivors to their fate. Seems a little heartless, just leaving them to die. Maybe one of these days I'll play a game and actually choose that. Maybe I'll just do like a completely evil playthrough. But this is not gonna be it. I'm achievement hunting here. Okay, so we're gonna send them to the city. And we will send our scouts out to the sturdy shelter. It'll take 19 hours to arrive there. Now then, what were we doing before the scouting? It is 6 a.m. We've got a couple of hunters' huts going up, and our refugees are about 3 hours out. Now then, we're about to make some food. Our steam hubs are being researched. Once that's researched, we can build a steam hub out over here, which will make building over here a lot more tolerable. Make building out here a lot more tolerable for our people. All right, so we've got 4 sick people. So I think when these engineers get here with the refugees, 5 of them will be going into the medical post. I'm just going to turn that on. Let's take a look at our heating map. Yeah, all of our heaters are on, including our medical posts. Everybody is nice and toasty warm, or as toasty warm as they can be. All things considered, I'm ready for that temperature to go back up, quite honestly. All right. Okay, you guys need to stop building this stuff and go to work. We need rations. All right, here we go. Our first wave of refugees. More people, more cogs in the machine, more workers. This is very important to me. I need more workers. People from our convoy. Reunions. It's heartwarming to see families reunited after so many hardships. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But shouldn't there be other settlements nearby? The first expeditions left London long ago. They ought to be well established by now. Surely they will help us find our footing. Yep, we'll look for others because I need more workers. I mean, I want to reunite our people. All right. And again, people are not happy about working 14-hour days. And you know what I say? I don't care. You get back to work. Get back to work. I don't care if you dislike me. Just do it. Just do it. Okay, so search for others. Our people found a trail leading into the wilderness. We should follow it. Blah, blah, blah. We must find other people. Ask them for help. Yeah, that's fine. We don't need anybody else's help. We just need to collect all the workers we can find out in the Frostland, and we'll be just fine. As soon as everyone is
working for me.
All right, Steam Hub is researched. What will we research next? Okay, so we have access to the sawmills, so we can plop those down all over the place to increase our wood income. I think our next goal is going to be steelworks. I would love to get a steelworks online, because once we get past this first tier of techs, everything starts to get steel hungry. So we're going to research steelworks. And we can now build, what did we just research? A steam hub. We can now build a steam hub. That's important. We're gonna do that. We're gonna build a steam hub right there. Now, all of our new refugees, what are you doing? Some of you are sleeping, going to rest after the hunt. Oh wait, no, those aren't the new refugees. They're just hungry people. Because we had hungry people to start with. Oh, wow. Hunger's gonna be a major issue. In fact, I think I'm gonna pause this steam hub. I want them to build these hunters' huts first. We are going to struggle mightily with food for the next day or two. But don't worry, I believe in us. We will get through, and no one will die. That's not a promise. That's not a promise. All right, you guys don't have any more raw food, so you can go and do other work that is more useful. We will bring you over here to this gathering post. It's almost depleted. So that's our last wood pile. So we've got 10 up here on this sawmill. We have 10 people employed on this gathering post, so as soon as that's depleted, we'll have an additional 10 workers. The hunters' huts employ 15 people each, so that's 30 workers. I think all 22 of the workers that we currently have, plus 8 of the 10 on that gathering post, will go to hunting. That would leave us with 5 employees, 2 workers and 3 engineers that we need to do something with. I think what we'll do is build a sawmill somewhere, a second sawmill. We're going to be hungry for wood for a little while. I want to throw it up in this vicinity, double up on the collecting in that area to thin out the trees there so I've got room to expand, or do I want to do it down here by these coal piles? We're gonna have a couple of coal mines here after we've researched that tech. And how many? We've got 394 coal down here. So it's gonna be going for a little while. I think we'll just go ahead and place a second sawmill up here. We'll get through these trees a lot faster. Something like this, maybe? Yeah, I want to get those back trees. I don't want to get stuck needing to build a sawmill for just a tiny amount of trees. So, I think right there, build a road out to it. All right, road out to it. That's wonderful. Everything's gonna be hunky-dory. Everybody get to work. And I'm just going to speed a little bit through the time here. I may build a gathering post over here. We won't have workers to work it just yet, but when these survivors arrive, we'll need some place for them to work. So I may throw a gathering post over here. We may do the gathering post here, and then tomorrow or the day after, build a gathering post over here. This gathering post should be going for another day. Okay, now we need to get workers in here. You, go work, do things in the hunting world and bring back food. This is very important. We need more food. We need 5 more workers. Because I can't remember my math from just a minute ago. Ugh. I really would prefer to just get that gathering post offline. We've got 2 hours left in the work day. Yeah, let's just throw them over here. Now they're all wanting to go build roads. Delicious ice cream roads. Fine, whatever. Okay, somebody wants to talk to me about... Ooh, some of our people are here to talk about the lack of food. I'm working on it. They've been hungry for days now, and they fear that soon they'll begin to starve. They want you to do something. I am doing something, people. I know you need food. Okay, so 3 days to feed everyone. Can we do that? I kind of wish the menu weren't all grayed out. I wish I knew how many hungry people I actually have. Do I want to promise to feed them? I'm not gonna tell them we'll stockpile some food. I'm definitely not confident that I can feed everyone and stockpile some food just yet, but I think we can feed everyone in the next 3 days. So I'm gonna go ahead and promise this to them so we get a little bit of a hope bonus. And, you know, we've got, what, a third of our hope bar full, so if we fail, it probably won't be the end of my reign. Hopefully. All right, 3 days to feed 22 people. I think that's probably doable. What are all you doing? You guys are all going to eat. Okay. And then you'll go to work, yes, and bring back raw food so everybody else can eat. Yes, please. Okay. We got 3 engineers over here. Actually, take these 3 engineers and finish off this gathering post tomorrow. I really should have planned a little bit better about assigning people around because it's still in their work day. When you release them from work, they will go and build something and then return to work, and you can't, I mean, short of pausing construction, which you can't pause construction on roads, short of pausing construction, they will not, you can't tell them to go back to work and be like, forget it, whatever you were gonna do, don't do it, just go to work. They wanna go do something else. They're a pain in the butt. You really have to micromanage them. All right, so we just finished Steelworks, which is amazing. So I think we'll probably see how much better we're doing on wood now. Yeah. Okay. I think we'll probably end up building a steelworks tonight. We won't have anyone to work there, but we will have incoming refugees who will probably trade back and forth between the steel mill and the second sawmill. So what do we want to research next? Now we do have a nice healthy supply of wood here. We've got 119, and I've got everything on tier 1 that I feel like is super important right now. Eventually we'll want to get faster gathering, mainly so that we can get down here to the resource depot upgrade. And we're going to focus on coal mines as opposed to coal thumpers. So I don't want to use the time to research coal thumpers, even though it will be a little bit of time before we can get coal mine. We'll just have to prioritize that before we run out of coal on the ground. So I think what we're gonna do here is actually research drawing boards. It takes a little bit longer to research, it takes a lot of wood, but we have a lot of wood right now. So now is a good time for it. So drawing boards it is. I'm not quite sure what I want to prioritize for the following research, but we don't have to decide that today. That is a decision for tomorrow. And I'll think about it before recording the next episode, so. Okay, everybody is wrapping up their work day. We've got people heading to the hunter's huts. That's amazing. And do we have enough wood for a steelworks? We do. So I think we'll build. We have to destroy some trees in order to do it. That's all right. I want the steelworks down. We're gonna need to build a road out here, and it's not quite connected with the steelworks. There we go. So a couple episodes ago, I was getting really frustrated and confused about the road icon. When it's red, it means there is a road that's not constructed yet, and when it's gray, it means there's no road, or the road is disconnected from the grid. I get them mixed up in my head because in my head, red means bad, bad, bad things. Like, nobody can do anything there. Not, hey, it's being taken care of. So, in case you were confused or it wasn't clear, red means a road is being built and will be connected to the grid. Gray means a road is not there or it's not connected to the grid. A little bit backwards in my opinion. Okay, so tonight we've got 3 sets of hunters heading out for food. That's amazing, we need it. We're going to need to make some more food, so we are going to need someone somewhere to staff this cookhouse in the morning. How are we doing on coal? We're actually burning more coal than we're getting at this point, so I gotta be careful there. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to turn the steelworks on to an extended shift. We're going to turn the heater on over here in this sawmill and turn that to an extended shift. No one is working there right now. Where am I going to pull 5 people from to staff that cookhouse tomorrow? Oh, we should also unpause this steam hub. You all can build that now. Please get over there and build that. We are about to be ready for a new law. Now, what do I want to do here? Do I want to go ahead and build the child shelters? I might do that. We're about halfway on our discontent, a little less than half, which means we've still got quite a bit of room for people to get upset with me. So I think we can wait on fighting arenas and come over here and do a child shelter. We've got the wood income for it now. I'm not worried about needing to build the building. And then once we have built a child shelter and all the kids are off the street, 1, they'll stop getting sick as much, but 2, our next law, we can choose one of the apprentices, and I will be going medical apprentice, and we will talk about that when we get there. So, child shelters. Children will be safer if they stay in child shelters during the day, and they won't cause any mischief. I've never seen a child causing mischief in this game. They just kind of like walk around and get sick. So, new building available is child shelter. Hope will rise. Yay, everybody's hopeful. Providing all children with a place in a child shelter gives a permanent hope bonus. That is really nice. You have to stay on top of it though, because if you keep getting new refugees in and they're bringing kids and you're not paying attention, it is pretty easy to get to the point where you don't have enough space in your child shelters for all the children, and that bonus is only active if every child has space in a child shelter. So we're gonna go ahead and sign that, and nice things to my hope there. Okay. We've got a steelworks going up over there. We are gonna need to build a child shelter. Where do I want to put that? Probably over here. Like I said earlier, I'm going to want to dismantle this mess house or cookhouse. It says mess hall on the building. That's why I always mix them up and call it a mess hall. I mean, not that you really zoom in real close, but yeah, see? Right here, mess hall. That's why I always want to call it a mess hall or a mess house. Anywho, I think the child shelters could probably go along quite nicely right behind where those workshops will be. They're about the same size. And I do like things to look somewhat pretty. They're never perfect, but somewhat pretty. We will build a road out to here, and for now we'll just we only have, I think, I'll have to double check. Do we have, how many kids do we have? We have 18 kids. One child shelter houses 30 of them, so we've got a little bit of headroom even with these. Ooh, Yes, another kid died! Even with these survivors on their way here, we will have plenty of room for all the children that they bring with them, if they don't eat them all on the way first. We've got a child shelter ready to be built. Everybody's hungry. Next episode, I am gonna have to find 5 people to staff this cookhouse. Actually, will I? I could wait until these refugees arrive and employ 5 of them. That may be what I do, just so that I'm not losing productivity in another building. Once they go to work, they're not stopping work to eat anyways. I do need to turn off this steam hub though, since there is no one in that circle right now that needs to be heated. I don't want to waste the coal because, again, we're burning just a little bit more coal than we're bringing in. When the temperature goes up a level tomorrow, that will get a little bit better. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to turn the overdrive on the generator on. All right, well, today was a busy day. We have not gotten in front of our hunger issues just yet. That's weird. Why does it say 30 people starving, or 30 people hungry here and 31 over here? We'll figure it out later. We'll get them all fed. We should be just fine once our hunters come back in the morning and we get people in the cookhouse to convert all those rations, or all that raw food, into rations. This has been day 5 in Frostpunk. I really appreciate you joining me on this epic adventure to survive. If you enjoy this content, hit the thumbs up. If you want to make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe. And hey, ring that cowbell. Oh yeah. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode.